running Hellbringer. Keizu playing Hellbringer for Sync Esports. Now that is interesting.
That is really strange.
But yeah, Rexar's up so far. And again, it's still that's the first game still. So we'll see if that becomes a final here in the near future. But
that's really cool. I mean, Rexars have been playing really, really well actually, and obviously Sync have, I don't know, tilting a little bit perhaps with obviously them. I don't know if you'd count the last week as evidence perhaps, but who knows, man.
Yeah. Maybe getting a little too comfortable. But.
Yeah. But I mean, also, the last team they played was, no flame to PI, but it wasn't big competition kind of thing. But then when they have like Rexars or whatever, it's a lot more big competition. So perhaps buckle under a little. But obviously, it's still game one though. So
yeah, again, it's not even finished. Still game one. So let's not get too ahead of ourselves. But it's still fun to kind of keep an eye on the other series. Again, that is being covered by Znui over there, twitch.tv/Znui. Want to check it out. Anyways, here we are, game two. You know there's going to be something kind of funky here, especially with the way the first game went. We'll see what that ends up being. But Dr. Puppet, Flux, and Cthulhu Font were the initial bans. Now, Rally not banned this time. That was actually banned last game by Tree in the initial bans we noted. So I wonder if Reason Gaming going to perhaps go to Rally. If they usually run at Suicide, though, they already have a Pharaoh. So probably wouldn't be this game then, if that's the case. But could also run that middle Rally, I think, just fine. So I guess it's still not out of the question.
I mean, Tree run a lot of mid Pharaoh. I don't know about Reason. I haven't seen too much. But he was still on the board break here. Got to believe in the near behemoth. He didn't have the greatest of game first one, but I think it's because we did aggressive dual lanes. And to be fair, like, first of all, I don't see a lot of aggressive dual lanes from Reason. And secondly, if you run like Behemoth as secondary support, like you kind of need to get early farm on it. Yeah. And if you run an aggressive dual lane, like you're not going to get farmed. Like you need to utilize the pool. And obviously, if you go aggressive dual lane, you can't utilize it. So Luna there instead.
Ooh. Now I know that's almost like hey, it's a Luna. But
we haven't seen her in so long.
A Luna? I mean,
it's been a long time. Man.
It can't be more than single digits.
0% win.
Okay, she's only been played 5 games, and yeah, it happens to be 0-5 apparently.
And Reason love their 0% win heroes. First to file, and now a Luna.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Gotta make it work here. But yeah, that's what I'm getting at, though. I mean, Aluna really used to be a staple support hero in the scene, and not much has changed. So I guess I'm almost in a little bit of shock to realize that. I was like, wait a second, Aluna's still here. I mean, she's a great babysit hero, I would think, it's safe to say. Her laning presence is pretty strong. I mean, as far as developing into the game, she has a global I don't know. It seems like it's pretty powerful. So
I think just the reason why we have seen a lot less of Aluna is I think there's been a lot of other supports that have, like, personally, like, there's been a lot more team fight and sort of push and sort of mid-game oriented lineup, and there's better supports that do it better than Aluna. For example, Rhapsody or Glacius, perhaps. Aluna was really good back in the time where she could be decent in terms of hard carry because the red stun is very, very useful. Also, she can stack very, very well with the power throw, and the global presence is always nice. But the laning phase, I think, is the biggest thing about Aluna. And I think we've just seen a lot more other supports come into flavour. So we've seen a lot less of Aluna, but I think the hero is still great. Obviously, she hasn't had any nerfs, so she's no worse than she was before. So
it's like just one of those cases, just kind of died out naturally. And
yeah. I mean, I've said it before, but I'll say it again. Like, Hon is just dependent on trends, put simply. Like, although obviously balance can affect the trends, obviously that is set. Like, if one team is doing one thing, another team's going to copy them, and like it's literally like a roller coaster in terms of trend. One hero will be in season, and one hero will be out season. And just trends, man. Just trends. Pretty much, Hon is a bunch of hipsters.
Exactly, I was about to say that.
Bunch of hipsters. Literally, a bunch of hipsters.
Got a bunch of hipsters playing Hon. Bands developing here. Magnus, Parasite, Gemini coming out. You see even Parasite's still left open. So, yeah, going to be banned out by Willowkeeper. If you're Reason, you're not worried about banning any heroes. It's funny, seeing matchups, too, how you got Ophelia, Tempest, Parasite was available until just right there. You got all these junglers. And neither team is really interested, it seems like, yeah.
I know, I had this feeling, like, I said at the start of the cast break, I was like, I feel there's a slight metagame change away from junglers, and outside of the BMG game, we haven't seen any junglers, really, so. And obviously, Tree didn't run any junglers, so. I don't know, man. Perhaps there is a slight meta, even without the balance it's happening, but even with the balance it's going to be even more so. Hashtag hype.
Valkyrie, Alonia, follow-up bans on the final ban from Tree. Let's see what that ends up being here.
Behemoth. Oh! Got it. Mate, that feeling is so much better than any other feeling outside of sex.
Before.
So good.
I do that often. I don't
I
gloat
know,
about
bro.
it though. I just do it all the time.
I know, but with me breaking, it only happens like once every like 100 casts. So for me, it's so much more important. For you, it happens every game. So you don't have
Very
to gloat.
true. Like this is going to obviously be a rally. We're gonna go rally. Because he's still on the board.
It's not a bad idea actually.
Damn it. Why would they do
So it's gonna be
this to me?
suicide. It's gonna be suicide Swiftblade then instead. Mid Pharaoh and short lane corrupted disciple. I feel your Tempest is still on the board, and I mean I know reason I'd like to play junglers and even a tree, but it's still Affiliate Tempest is what I'm trying to say. I
Wow.
guess,
Even Corrupted is down there, man. Only 3 games.
but only
Jeez.
3 games though. So. Oh, that's the point you're making.
No, yeah, that's what I'm making.
Yeah,
Only been
right.
played
So
in 3
I think
games.
meant 33% win. Yeah.
No.
Again, slight metagame shift, and it's just trends though as well. Like the hero's still decent, but like back when obviously Stay Green and BMG were in the team, it was just group up and push mid game. And what's the best sort of carry or short lane hero to do that? It's Corrupted Disciple.
Yeah. The Clanks. Baltazar gets his hands on Clanks again. Clanks was banned for a couple cycles because of some bug
Against him.
that was found. That was pretty powerful. But he's back.
Yeah, and I think Tree is probably one of the best teams to utilize it because, like I said, like their strategy is get level 4, get level 5, or get level 7 on the carry, rotate him into the jungle, leave him up another lane to have a nice secondary support. And Blacksmith is still on the board. Yes, he is. So expect that coming out from Tree. And Tempest, as I stated, was on the board as well. So picked up here. Expect the Blacksmith, I think. Unless they want to go like an aggressive dual lane or aggressive tri lane because Tempest is now picked up. Like Tempest, as well as Keeper of the Forest, is quite passive, so you can get away with aggressive dual lanes. And that can really sort of screw up Corrupted Disciple, obviously.
I'm going to say Riftwalker.
I don't think so, man.
It's gonna be
I think they could pick a curse again and go dual lanes with Kinesis. I think they're going to pick up Blacksmith, Accursed, or think of a hero.
Hammerstorm.
Jake.
Yeah, that's
you're
right.
right, man. You're right, man. So that's how for you, like, it
Every
just comes
game.
up naturally, Breaker. Every game. See?
Alright, so Rudicy going to play that one. The quick ready up, no surprises there. So, yeah, so with it, you got Clanks going to be played by Fusin. No, probably not. Yeah, going to be on Balthazar here.
I mean, the only reason why I thought it was going to be more of like one of those like heroes like Behemoth or Blacksmith is because whenever they play Riftwalker, they play him in the sense that they take the creep wave and jungle with him. But Clanks can jungle from level 5 to level 7. Like the first game we saw Tree play was Soul Stealer. Got level 5, rotated to the jungle, left the lanes for Blacksmith to farm. I guess they could do it with here, but like Riftwalker, like do you want to free up a lane for a Riftwalker when you could free up for like a Blacksmith or a Behemoth? I don't know. Like Riftwalker could do decent without farm, whereas Blacksmith and Behemoth they need kind of that farm. So I don't know. Maybe they are going to do the jungle Riftwalker, but that just seems a little bit strange in terms of synergy. But Tree are a strange team, so it doesn't really matter.
They're known for being pretty unique and pretty strange at times. Tempest, of course, being played by Nier here. You're guessing that. They sure enough did it, and apparently Nier's up there with the better Tempest player, so I'm expecting big elemental voids here from good old Nier playing the Tempest. Top lane, Aluna is heading up here with Pharaoh so far. Or maybe she's just actually getting
I
information.
think she's trying to ward pounce, maybe.
Okay, yeah, she'll probably end up. Well, actually, that is curious. So, it's going to be a Swift Blade mid. Okay.
Okay.
And Bree here playing a Swift Blade.
They can do aggressive. I guess I can understand, like, because I mentioned it before, but like whenever you have like a strong solo short laner, you kind of want to leave him solo short, unless Luna's going bottom. Then scrap what I'm going to say. No, Luna's going bottom. It's to me this seems weird because Pharaoh would do so much better mid, and Suicide Swift I think would do a little bit better. But at the same time, it's going to sort of guarantee a little bit of farm on Swiftblade, and farm on Swiftblade is a lot better than farm on Pharaoh. Pharaoh just needs levels, but I don't know. If this is me, I'd put Pharaoh mid and Swiftblade Suicide, but
Yeah.
I'm not playing, so it doesn't matter. Well, I think.
How dare you? How dare you suggest that? You're not playing. Bottom lane, it is going to be Kinesis, as you see left and right there. Kinesis and Torture. This is more of a suicide Kinesis, unlike last game where it was played by TPS Priceless as a support. So, yeah,
he's doing the Nova. Fusion's doing the Nova.
What's that?
Remember when it said so what happens?
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I think Luna spotted it though. So.
No.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, you're
gosh.
so
awkward.
No, what?
They're both
They
doing
saw
it.
it. They saw it. They saw it. Oh god.
I love it. They were both trying to be sneaky. I'm pretty sure Aluna was just trying to be sneaky herself. Oh, that is funny. She's going to take a lot of damage right here. Impelma's doing plenty.
Just used all of her trees.
Okay, yeah. Oh,
If
God.
she dies
Is she
there,
actually
this
going to
would be
die?
something- Oh, God, if she
Oh,
died there, that would have been so bad.
Barely lives.
I mean, it's still bad because she's got no regen, but if she died as well, that would have been horrible. Still a decent trade, obviously, from Tree, because now Luna has to either buy health pot, which would be bad for mid because then it would delay the bottle, or she has to go back to base and then she'd have no impact in this lane. So that's honestly, I can't stress how big of that actually is. Now top lane though.
Oh, look at Riftwalker.
Pharaoh.
Beautiful hero blocking. Pharaoh's on the run. He went Tormented Soul first, so no Mummy Wall or anything like that. Or Hellfire, yeah. Zane, no chance really in the end. You gotta wonder a little bit about that Tormented Soul first. I mean, it's not the question by any means, but perhaps should have saved that talent point for a situation like that. So.
Well, I don't know. I think picking Tormented Soul is fine as long as you play defensive, but Son obviously didn't.
Now,
I mean, I think if that's a Swift play there, he doesn't die. But
well, I was also going to say Riftwalker also using that shared existence. And you think Riftwalker, that's not really what comes to mind. Honestly, a very powerful slow, but that's actually what was really ultimately got them the kill right there. They slowed him down to the point where she was able to hero block him, and then eventually, follow up the auto attacks to get the kill. So yeah, shared existence is actually a pretty powerful tool.
Yeah, Root always picks that level 1 first. It's a really good spell, as you can see. Just 1.1, the great harassing tool. Kind of similar with Blitz with the W. Like when Seafried used to play Blitz, he'd go the sort of slow and the buff speed to himself.
Okay.
I can't remember what the spell is actually called. Like obviously the E is like the max movement speed and the Q is like the stun. But
Pilfering's the slow.
There we go. Yeah, he
Blitzkrieg
used to go
is the stun,
Pilfering. Yeah, when Seafried would play Blitz. And I really like Blitz as well. I think Blitz can do really well. Like we see a couple of aggressive dual lanes last game, but Blitz can do that himself because, I think it's really good because I think when you go aggressive dual lane, you have to have one kind of hero that can be useful in a dual lane. Like obviously we saw a Curse because he's got the shield. Sometimes we see Rally because of the compel. You can compel your own allies, but then you got Blitz as well. You can give him the quicken kind of thing. So. I think Blitz can do aggressive dual lane.
I was going to say, you might like him more next patch then. Oh, Pharaoh at the top lane, slow coming out from Riftwalker right here. You see the Clanks with that flashbang in front, but there's the Mummy Wall. So yeah, the Mummy Wall makes a much bigger difference as we see right there, able to buy the distance.
Frankie, all these leaks.
I don't know.
All these leaks.
I didn't leak anything.
Man,
I said you might be. I'm not guaranteeing anything. I'm just saying there's hell, I don't know. You might.
Frankie, you can't tempt me with a leak and not tell me. It's like giving me a bag of sweets without the sweets in them. Like,
no, that would be
come on, Frank.
I would never do that. Bottom lane, Kinesis going to take some tower damage right there even, but playing some good harassment to Corrupted Disciple here. How's that matchup going? We got Corrupted 7-3. Kinesis 13-4, so much better start here for the Hellmore side, and yeah, perhaps some of that has to do with the fact of how it started.
I think it was actually Pharaoh is dead. No, TP.
No. Just gets away.
Yeah, but Aluna isn't able to do anything in this lane really. Like she's got no kind of regen. She had to use a health potion and bring it over to him, which is okay now. But like, Tempest is rotating over as well. But here comes the Ward of Sight. So.
Was Clanks' Q always called Bang? I thought it used to be called Flashbang for some reason. Okay.
No, but maybe you're right.
I feel like because I said Flashbang earlier when I was casting him, and I feel like that's what it used to be called.
I never played Clanks though,
yeah,
so I couldn't say.
Couldn't say it. I still like the name Flashbang, so there you go. So I'd love to kind of strike that right there.
Yes.
Riftwalker, runs into Pharaoh, actually. Pharaoh more so runs into her with that haste turret, and that's probably a dead Riftwalker. Maybe denied with the creeps. Oh, she does it!
God. Such
good
plays.
timing by Rudicy. But now Swiftblade actually will clean up the creeps. That's actually pretty good farm for him.
Yeah, and Clank is one of those heroes that really needs those stacks to sort of snowball. Like kind of similar to sort of Soul Stealer who farms the Ancients. Like Clank is one of those heroes that needs to use the farm, and he's going to come over and be like, guys.
Yeah, wait a second. That was for me. Rude. Having to deal with that. You see, he has the lackey turned off. As Kraken gets caught. Yeah, release Kraken doesn't matter. That was just desperate right there. That's kind of it's a fairly longer cooldown, especially for earlier on, 110 seconds. So really, it was a very desperate use of the cooldown that probably wasn't going to save him anyways. So now he won't have that threat now, despite resurrecting soon. Bottom lane, Aluna gets caught here. Kinesis and Torture coming together. And Aluna couldn't do much than she did right there, just simply trying to fight them off. But
yeah, this aggressive dual lane's doing work, and this is what I was saying. Like with Tempest in the jungle, like she can't really participate into anything really because he's just so passive. Like, and this is where obviously the aggressive dual lane can work. Obviously they got Kinesis for some kind of lane control, and this is what I mean. Like, you want to have at least one hero that can be useful in an aggressive dual lane. Actually, Riftwalker's down bottom as well.
Yeah, there's nothing Corrupted can do here. The slow's going to be way too powerful. And he easily falls. So great gank setup right there. Riftwalker being very active as he does. And was that a Veldrot? I didn't know this.
Yeah, it was a Veldrot.
Okay.
It was. Yeah, it was. It's quite funny actually. I'm really noticing every single time they use Veldrot, right? They're not actually dodging any wards, and I've got this feeling, Breaking Rope, is that they're ganking and getting a lot more aggressive, yeah, because they think that they are like not getting spotted out by wards. Like, even though it's having absolutely no impact, right? They're ganking more. It's really funny how this one item is actually doing nothing for it.
Well, that's the
actually
purpose
changing
of the
play.
item.
It's so funny, like, although it obviously can impact, dodge wards, it's actually not doing that, yet it's still killing kills. I just think it's remarkable how one item that doesn't actually, or isn't doing any much, is changing a playstyle from it.
It's that idea that it could be doing something,
yeah,
so
exactly.
it makes you willing to do it in the first place.
I guess it's the reliability that, you're going to be dodged on.
I'm glad you're talking about that, too, because that actually brings up a good point I want to clarify on. I did get confirmation from the man himself, Waza, that so Revwards do not spot Valdrod, so you can walk by Revward and you will not be seen. And then 2 was as far as actually how do you get exposed, they have to actually see you to expose.
Right,
so like you're getting at 2, yeah.
Oh,
if they're in range, it's not enough. You have to actually be able to see you as far as positioning and whatnot. So, in line of sight. So that's to clarify. I know with the new item on the competitive scene, even the players, as we saw last game, not really sure exactly how it works. So hopefully that helps out a little bit here. And hey, now also you think about this too. As usually is a trend. You see it on Honcast, you see it in pro matches. Certain heroes or whatever. In this case, seeing Valdrop being used so aggressively, I wouldn't be surprised to see it a lot more in the TMM scene. It's actually Ruda Z gets picked off by Embry. Why was Swiftblade even there? I'm sure is what he's asking himself. But he was.
Yeah, Valdrop is really good. We never see it in TMM though at all. Like I've been playing a lot more TMM recently and never ever see it.
It does take a lot of coordination. I will say that.
That's true.
So that might be the biggest thing, but
like just to go on a quick little detail, like in terms of my personal experience in TMM, I think it's only kind of good on like mid gankers like Deadwood, Gauntlet, Devourer. In terms of sort of solo support, you have to have that good team coordination. In TMM, obviously, you don't really get it, but I just think it's a good item. But in TMM, I think it should really be used for mid. But that's just my opinion.
Anyways, a bottom rune area. Actually, Tempest, he's been quietly doing his thing, and unfortunately, he will get picked off right here, going for that bottom rune. It was actually bottled up by Kinesis first with that regen. So, yeah, this start continues to get better and better for Willowkeeper. You see now 42 hero kill advantage. But yeah, you can't forget about Nero and Tempest. Well, again, not really forgetting about him there, as they didn't. Gets picked off. But his start was actually pretty good up until that point. That will slow him down here a little bit, understandably, but they got that elemental void threat to be wary of. We mentioned Clanks. Yes, he got nerfed, or in the sense of the jungle, the triple stack jungle that they had for him actually got taken out by Swiftblade. So that kind of hurt him a little bit, but still his farm's looking pretty damn good. 373 gold per minute. He's actually pretty much competing neck for neck with Swiftblade. And neck to neck, I guess would be the better way to say that. I wanted to update actually the other series we're considering. Oh, yep. Rexars takes the first game, by the way.
Wow.
Sync esports, so keeping an eye on that.
Sons of weakness, man.
That is interesting seeing right there. So yeah, Rexar is a team that's really trying to gain more and more of a reputation for themselves. For the longest time, we're known as the team that Insania used to play for. No longer the case anymore. No longer the case. Kraken, okay. Oh, he's going to be fine. Swiftblade also farmed, though, very well again. He was even in the Hellborn jungle for a bit, as we saw earlier. Even picked off Riftwalker. Randomly being there, so
okay, yeah. So I mean, they've moved out of the bottom lane, which I think is actually a good call from Tree. And I've seen it time and time again where they run like an aggressive dual lane or an aggressive tri lane, and they stay down there just far too long. Like it's getting to the point now that them being in the aggressive dual lane is just them being out of position because people have picked up their levels now. Pharaoh's going to hit level 6. If they were, I can assure you, if they were still down in the bottom lane, well, Pharaoh hit level 6, he would rotate over there and got a kill. So just this kind of like insight from Tree in that respect, to have that the good presence of mind to sort of leave the tri lane or leave the aggressive dual lane, have more impact outside of the map. Ancients, jungling, top lane and middle lane have more impact in those lanes because the worst thing you want to do is obviously start feeding kills. Obviously, Kinesis can maybe still lane down there by just sort of pulling the lane, getting lane control back. But if Torture was down here, he would literally just be food for Reason Gaming. So just good rotation from Tree.
Triple stack Ancients being done right here. Swiftblade going more the usual build on like we saw Hackshot earlier, going that Rune Cleaver in that game. He's going to be going the Abyssal Skull, looks like, first here. Kinesis bottom lane. He's actually got some trees up in the air, seeing if he can find an opportunity, but Corrupted's going to be fine. Yeah, what's that? Oh, he's deciding about the bottom.
Yeah.
He wants to. I mean, he's kind of poking in right here, but no, Corrupted's just a little too quick.
He does. I guess he does have the damage though. Like, there's only marches on Corrupted's up, only got 800 HP. Like compared to like Kinesis, like.
How does he have that? Oh, okay, he's sitting on 2100 gold. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way he's not farming that well. So he's just not buying items currently, which is usually not a good thing, especially at the very beginning of the game. But to each their own.
Battles, I just finish up triple stack ancients as well, which does leave the lane open for Root of Z. Like, I have to Tree are probably one of the best teams to really free up the farm for their secondary support.
Oh yeah,
on Root
I
of
mean
Z.
it's their style.
Like, it is their thing, and it's honestly just really cool to see, like, because it's just so efficient in terms of them utilizing the map. Like, the jungle and the ancients are there to be farmed. Like, if you're only using the lanes, then you're not getting the greatest effectiveness. As your bottom lane.
Swiftly bottom lane, yep, he's going to be jumping on that. Was Fallen Rock kicking in, but actually the follow-up not the prettiest, and now they're going to get turned down. It's almost like Swiftblade wanted that to happen. As Pharaoh comes in with the Wrath of the Pharaoh, Still is not going to finish. Yes, it will in the end. It bounced to that crease, but it didn't matter. They get the call to Boxy Torture. Also, he ports in. That really didn't matter in the first place, and he probably shouldn't have in the hindsight there. But he goes down too. This tower is also going to fall yet. I almost want to say Swiftblade really wanted that to happen. He was almost basically saying, please jump me here.
He just has such a great survivability tool. With both of his abilities, it's so hard to lock him down. Unless you kill him from full to nothing, he's going to get the Switch Slash off, and then he's going to get the Blade Frenzy off as well, and it's hard to kill him, particularly so early.
Kraken going to do what he can to hold him off. Again, he already used his release Kraken. That's the second one. That really hasn't been the best use. Meanwhile, middle lane, Clanks gets picked off by Swiftblade.
Oh, God. That's
How
so
does
bad.
that happen?
That's so bad here
ultimate.
from Tree. Battles, I was kind of the only hero there to sort of, like most Tree strategies are, make sure you steroid farm Battles are. He will, do the rest of the work kind of thing. Bottom lane, though, Kinesis going back in.
Yeah, Kinesis trying to chase them down, has that big ultimate right there on a Tempest, but the damage not nearly enough, and actually Kinesis is going to be turned on now. It's almost like Tree is getting desperate here to really try to extend and make something happen, and they're just falling apart piece by piece right here. And just before you know it, what was a 4-2 hero kill lead, now they're down 6-4. And Torture may find another kill. Yep, he's going to find Torture right here. Use the Wrath of Pharaoh, moment walls go up. And Fusin can do absolutely, well, I guess he can do something.
Can't get the stunned, I think.
And he will actually survive. Okay, that's big.
Tempest, no stun. It's so slow and fat. Tempest
How the hero works, man. But no, I want to go back to Clanks, dying earlier.
Yeah,
I'm just shocked that Swiftblade with no ultimate is even able to kill a Clanks.
I agree with you. Breaky. It must have just been, I didn't actually see it, but it must have just been over an extension from Battlezone. The worst thing that can happen when you run this full one strategy is when obviously your carry dies. And he's only farming 370 GPM, and at this time, Swiftblade's farming more. Bottom lane though.
Yeah, big initiation down here. There we go. As Kraken comes in, this time release Kraken does catch it. Corrupted Disciple goes down with Tempest. No elemental void used, or not a curse, but a Luna will pour it out. Now they do get the middle tower. Does Swiftblade there? So Reason Gaming still actually having something pretty positive out of that. Here come the bangs, though. Never mind. Swiftblade going to be out of range. And enough for him to get away. So good fight, though, from Willowkeeper. Kind of making a point that, okay, we had some mistakes there. Let's get a couple kills now. As they did, they also defend the bottom tower, at least. Once again, the middle tower going down, though. Swiftblade, though, he does excel his farm quite a bit, even more. 445 gold per minute now at this time. So Clanks, he's getting closer to that Nullstone. And again, it's been a little bit here. I believe it's something like a Nullstone into Geometer's Bane. That's probably what we should expect here.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, the reason being, you kind of almost want to build him similar to sort of a Soul Stealer, because he kind of fulfills almost a similar role. The one thing I would actually like to see Clanks do is I'd like to see him farm the enemy ancients, because with that Hawk ability, you have such a great escape mechanism that, I mean, yeah, he's obviously playing against a Pharaoh, but obviously he can fly out of the Pharaoh mummies. I guess he's playing against a Tempest ultimate, but you kind of want to leave your own agents to let your own team farm it. But yeah, no, I think all bottom lane Tempest.
Tempest, he has an elemental void. He's going to use it right here, but he doesn't catch Riftwalker. However, Kinesis is dropping. Pharaoh comes in. Kinesis is going to follow Swift Slashes, takes out Riftwalker as well. And great job by Nier in the end. I think that was definitely planned. He figured I got to get Kinesis because he could possibly burst me down where Riftwalker already used his stuff. So That works out very well. A 2-for-0 exchange, and now the bottom tower push is going to be a success. Most likely for Reason Gaming. Yeah, that's definitely going to be happening as Swiftblade takes the next creep wave. So well played right there. Coming out from good old Reason.
Just good rotations as well. Like T1 tower was still up, so just good TP coming out from Embre. Like Embre's been owning as well. 480 GPM, doing a lot of work actually. Like as he did in game 1 as well, but he just Defiler sort of fell off a little bit, but Swiftblade won't, put it simply. But yeah, going back to the Clanks pickup though, Nullstone will be the item of choice, and I think, honestly, Brett, I know you love Thunderclaw, but Thunderclaw is really, really good in Clanks though. It boosts his farm up, and it's just sort of synergizes quite well, obviously, with the ulti, and sort of his AoE sort of spam out potential, actually, which is quite nice.
Yeah.
Geo Bane is always good as well, gives him extra sort of mobility and farming, and just decent overall, I guess. But yeah, I think we might see Thunderclaw into Geos. I think it would be quite a good item pickup.
Well, yeah, I mean, Flashbang or Bang or whatever, it's a solid, it's okay of a farming tool, but it's definitely not, over the top like others. Yeah, so having something like the Thunderclaw to enhance your AoE farm presence would be pretty impactful here for Balthazar. So I could definitely see that being a legit option, but we'll see where
and
he does
more thunder and lightning.
It's always a good thing. Always a good thing. Okay, look at this, actually. Glowstone just picked up by Corrupted Disciple, and I was going to bring that up, too. That staff effect, considered now, again, he's only been seen 3 times here in Season 3, but I remember, before teams like the old BMG and Stay Green even, that staff was introduced, and it was stated that that's actually a pretty powerful staff of the Master. It might be underrated to an extent, so I know Chessie for Stay Green actually
he loved it
a couple times, yeah.
It's just so good in sort of team fights and early mid-game engagements, because obviously it's not great late game because there's probably other items, but like for the early mid-games, it does so much work in terms of, Torturer.
No, he actually just came out of the Valor route right there, so, something's up, and actually, guess who just got a portal key? Embre gets a portal key on Swiftblade.
I think I know, actually, I'll go into it later, but...
Maybe? Riftwalker, he gets spotted by the Twin-Minute Soul, yeah, no, they need to be careful here. Pharaoh does have the Wrath of the Pharaoh, and that tower's just about dead. This is going to be a big fight.
Oh, dear, this is bad.
Catch SDR Clanks. That was not worth it, man. That was not worth it. Riftwalker, he's trying to go in the black hole. The wormhole, excuse me, comes out right there. Kinesis with a burst. Is it actually going to be enough damage in the long run? It doesn't look like it. Swiftblade and Corrupted Disciple just a little too strong. They might pick up Tempest. They will, but both will fall after. Most likely, Kinesis, he's dodging, but... Corrupted's like, dodge this. Electric Tide comes out. Hat trick for Imba Boy right there. And yeah, we really saw that coming, didn't we?
Yeah, obviously they were trying to defend the T1 tower, but T1 tower, trying to defend T1 tower, particularly against Reason Gaming when they've got obviously the sort of siege potential with Tempest, and then while they're still there when he gets destroyed, oh man, they're just so out of position, and Reason just capitalized on it. They didn't get a great initiation of. Obviously, they did a decent wormhole to release the Kraken, but the damage was already done. Swiftblade and Corrupted were just too impactful, honestly. And as a result, they just wiped the team fight, honestly, very key.
Clanks does port back to the top lane, and we'll just pick up farm where Swiftblade and Corrupted Disciple fall back from. Pharaoh here, middle lane. Okay, if Val's right, he is going to be exposed right there. And actually, Kraken does find him, put the charge on. This time, the charge does not miss. And Pharaoh is going to fall as a result. So good execution there as they find Zane just trying to be a little sneaky in the process. You see Clanks right here actually does pick up a Quick Blade. So not going to be that Thunderclaw. It's going to be more the routine you could say in the Firebrand into a possible Geometer's Bane, yeah. Now, I want to say we determined this last time with that Hawk ability as actually middle lane. Oh, man, look at this collapse. Swiftblade from behind. Now, that's just a Swift or a Misread. He opens up the R on a Riftwalker. Nothing she can do. Then Tempest ultimate as well. He portal keys it on top of the spin.
So nice.
And the kills are happening all over the place. However, Swiftblade also goes down. So making a 3-for-1 exchange in the end. As beautiful as that was, Embre does fall. But now here comes Corrupted Disciple, and he does have the Staff of the Master effect now. Unfortunately, cannot chase down the Kraken, though, but that was pretty fun to watch.
It's so nice, that item in team fights, though, because you can just, it bounces, obviously, and it just does so much negative armor onto everyone, and obviously it synergizes quite well, obviously, with Swiftblade on your team as well, so it can do a lot of work. But, yeah, the portal key from Swiftblade was quite nice there, actually. But, again, though, this Clank's doing a lot of damage, and unless you actually sort of focus him in team fights, he literally just wrecked that Swiftblade by himself. He's just sitting outside of the team fight, and I would really like to see Reason trying to focus him in terms of the team fights. They got the Pharaoh, the portal key now on Timbers, and the Swiftblade. They can lock him down if they really particularly if they land like a good Tempest ultimate on top of him.
Yeah.
Because he's only got 1,000 HP, but if you do let him, sort of rain loose in these team fights, he will do a lot of damage, obviously, with the Goon Squad and the Lackey. So, have to be careful.
Riftwalker, Valdrod down here is going to be exposed. They're going to go for a combo right here. The Wormhole, the Kraken misses! The charge, we've seen that so much today, man. I feel like I've seen a lot more than usual. And Crypt is going to live as a result. That's the worst feeling ever. Talbot comes out. The red stun hits Kinesis as well. And now he might be in some trouble. He lifts a creep right there. I don't know if that was a misclick or not. The first to finish off a Luna is at least happy with that. And Swiftblade not going to pursue as he doesn't have his Swift Slashes, of course. So, but yeah, Corrupted lives because the charge missed 100% right there.
Tree, just don't pick up Kraken, man. Like, there have been a lot of issues with it. Like, I'm okay like with they're missing like 3 or 4, but they literally have missed. Oh, it feels like every single Kraken charge. Yeah. It's ridiculous. And I mean, if you miss charges like that, like this is what happens. Like a lot of Kraken's potential as a hero is the charge into obviously the Kraken element. Like Limp will tell you, like you need to land those charges.
I mean,
kind of thing.
Yeah, you can't not unless it's. That's almost like, I understand where you're coming from, that's almost like a silly thing to say in the end. It's like, yeah, don't miss your stun on any hero, frankly, because, usually it'll help your chances of actually getting the kill, so, but yeah, for whatever, now, again, it's not the easiest, it's not a guaranteed stun now, as Kraken is going to pull, or find a Swiftblade, Riftwalker trying to assist as well, and so Slash is keeping it alive a little bit longer, but not long enough. He was, if anything, hoping for a counter kill, but doesn't get it, so good job by Tree this time, 5 collapse onto him to make sure that he does die here. So, well played coming out there. And again, Kalanks has been continuing to farm away. He's actually going to go to the Legion double stack Ancients here. There you go. He calls out the Goon Squad, and you see the damage potential of it.
Yeah. I mentioned it a little bit earlier, but it's good that he's doing that, though, because to put it simply, I don't think Reason can really contest it. Mid lane, though. Oh, my goodness.
Kinesis really hates a Luna. It's back-to-back times now. Blows everything on her, so gets the free kill there. Clank's now going to beat onto the tower. He has enough, I want to say, for a Geometry's being already having a quick play here. No?
Yeah. No, he does.
Yeah, he does, so. Anyways, he's going to fall back after the tower kills that they do get, of course. Swiftblade, or not Swiftblade, but Tempest. Tempest is very close to a Shrunken Head here. He's got the Portakey Shrunken Head combo coming out. And what do we got on the Hellborn side? Wormhole is superior magic, right?
Yeah, it is.
So yeah, that would stop it. Obviously release the Kraken. So there's still several ways that will be stopped.
I think the biggest issue is that it's going to be the Riftwalker. Like, if Tempest Ultimate is going to be stopped, it's going to be from the Riftwalker. Because Kraken, like, is going to be always up in front in terms of the team fights. Like, it's going to be Riftwalker who's going to be staying out. So if Tempest can catch perhaps the Riftwalker plus maybe Clanks, that would be like a perfect Tempest Ultimate. But I mean, you've got to believe in Root of Sea Riftwalker, man. It's like, it's godly.
Yeah.
It's godly.
He's known for that once again. So, and for good reason. Again, Willowkeeper up 1-0 here. This best out of 3 in the round of 4, but Reason Gaming trying to force that third and final game. Middle lane, a big fight, definitely brewing. Kinesis, he's off to the side. He's putting up the trees. He has mass control to use as well. He's going to use it right here. He's looking for the opportunity. He needs to use it soon, though. 3 more seconds, 2 more seconds. Use it now. There's the jump. Tempest, not much damage coming out. Swift into the background. He jumps with the spin. As in the background over here, the Cascading event. There is the Wormhole on top of it. No release of Kraken just yet. They will get 1-2 kills to Tempest and Feral fall. But in the Hellborn side, no, they also get Swiftblade as he got caught off, really split between his team.
Oh, God. Tempest.
And Tree does
What were you thinking?
Yeah.
Like, Tempest literally jumps in to stun to remove the null stun of Clanks. He completely sacrifices his positioning there. Like he literally for once Kraken did a great charge back onto him. Oh, he does up a Tempest, and then Riftwalker's like, oh, I don't actually have to hold my ultimate if I can kill Tempest anyway. So he lands ulti onto 2. I think it was Tempest plus the Aluna, and they just wiped the team fight. As a Tempest player, you can't just jump in and stun. Not only does it he stun in, but he stuns onto a null stone target, so it doesn't even remove it. Or it doesn't even do anything, put simply. And yeah, Tempest is one of those heroes that you're only there to land kind of good ultimates, unless you go obviously the Astrolabe build or Barrier Idol, which he hasn't gone. He's literally just there for big ultimates. And if you sacrifice your positioning like that, the team fight is going to be over completely. Tree just had great counter initiation, but that's 100% on Nia, unfortunately.
Well, yeah, and perhaps you can argue also, though, kind of a team call there, but he was also very close to finishing a Shrunken Head.
Exactly.
And
Like if he has Shrunken Head there, it might be a little bit better. But
Yeah.
even then, it's just a bit YOLO.
so
Too YOLO.
it doesn't work out, and yeah, well played by Tree to hold their ground and capitalize on a negative situation there, or more so a mistake even on Reason Gaming's side. So Clanks, yes, again, we've seen it a couple times before. Like I said, he did get banned for a couple cycles because of the bug that was discovered, but that no longer there, so he's back in the scene, and
Tree love Clanks.
Well, I was going to say, too, if that bug wasn't there in the first place, this would probably
Maybe
be a
just,
staple hero that we would have seen now for a while. But because it happened,
Particularly
of
with
course.
Tree. Tree loved themselves.
Exactly.
in
But
Clanks.
now that he's
Like-
back, they're playing him again. It's not surprising.
I mean, it just fits the style of them so well. Like a great farmer, can easily rotate into the jungle, like level 5, level 7. Like, and it just fits the lineup, and it's a great carry hero as well. If you can, steroid that farm, which is all what Tree do. So, I mean, I couldn't think of a better hero to team matchup, honestly. So.
What I was getting at earlier too, I meant to say about the about Clanks and his Hawk ability. Again, I believe we did determine this, but it is straight up attacks that have to decrease the cooldown. So
Yeah.
AoE magic damage and stuff, he still will keep the timer. And what I mean by that, so of course the Hawk, as you see right here in the tooltip, whenever attacked, it reduces the duration by 2.5 seconds. So the idea is if he's taking some auto attacks, he can't just fly away and be fine. It will come down pretty quickly. But if it's just AoE like a Magnus Eruption or a Swiftblade Spin even or something like that, then it actually will not decrease the duration.
Needs to be sort of faced against Relentless Salvo Silhouette, and then he'd be screwed.
Yeah,
but-
there you go. Here's the counter. Counter push
We
coming
never
out.
see Silhouette.
Speaking of that, we
Football
did.
Silhouette.
I mean,
Not enough.
then she
Not enough for my
died out
liking.
quickly again, yeah. The bottom tower pushed. Now the top one was pushed by Reason. Is Tree going to be able to commit and actually take this out? There's the invulnerability. It's a matter more so on Reason what they want to do. It looks like they want to keep going actually. So yeah, they're
I
going
think
to give
Tree,
up that bottom.
Tree have to get back though because they're pressuring high ground. Like they have to get back.
That they do. Kinesis and Kraken in the front line. So yeah, they get the tower kill and they will prevent the base tower from even dropping a half life right there. It looks like so ultimately. Pretty
Shrunken on
even
Tempest,
exchange coming out. Yeah, there's the Shrunken on Tempest now.
Which is, obviously, it can still get stopped, but at least he won't have the same fiasco of him running in and just instantly dying. So I think he got like stunned out from torture and little things like that. So, but yeah, I think it's gonna be shrunken on corrupted as well, actually, or closing on it. So
Getting close to, yeah, I got the Warhammer first, but yeah, probably turning to that. I was going to say Clanks, though. Speaking of Shrunken Head, I actually wouldn't be surprised to possibly see him go for one here. I mean,
yeah, I mean he's fighting against Tempest, so like you don't really want to buy a Shrunken Head, and he's going against Swiftblade. And I don't think you should go Shrunken Head this game. Like there's a lot of physical presence from Swiftblade and Corrupted, and then obviously there's Tempest as well, so it doesn't really matter if you get Shrunken Head. And Pharaoh doesn't matter too much, but like if Pharaoh doesn't do a lot of magic damage, like yeah, I think you should dodge Shrunken Head. It's not needed this game. He needs more items to be useful.
Oh, man.
Oh my god.
You know what? I was watching the whole time. That was 100% the smoke game coming out. Now Swiftblade does jump in himself to spin. He's by himself currently. He needs to be very careful. Yeah, he's going to go off to the side. It's kind of a split still, and not enough, though, and that will be the end of it. So, but yeah, that was... Swiftblade was the only one that wasn't smoked up right there. Valid Rot, or not Swiftblade, but Clanks. Everyone else on the team was actually using the Valid Rot. They were sticking together, going in, and eventually found a target that they were looking for. So, well played, and good use of it once again. Even this later on in the game, I guess still not too late. It's only 29
They're
minutes.
learning, Breaky. They're
Exactly,
learning.
they are. It's
Smoke is good regardless of when it is in the game.
It's great to see. It really is. Clanks, 4,500 gold now saved up. Again, has more.
Oh
than
my
enough
god.
for Is it a catch middle lane? It is. A Tempest Ultimate going to be coming out right here. Kraken gets locked down. And Kraken does end up falling with Torture. So I missed. Was that basically just a Tempest jump?
He just got a two-man hole,
Okay.
like whatever, just owned it there. That's what I'm talking about here. Just land
There
those
you go.
holes.
There's that big Tempest play that we're looking for that I did not catch on camera, but good job. Kraken and Torture, they do not have a buyback, so they are going to remain dead here. And actually, now, I still think Tree could definitely defend, which they probably will and should, but... So if you are Reason here, don't think like, oh, there's two dead, we have a free push now, because that's
They
not
should
what
they should span out with Bang and Riftwalker Q. As yeah, Riftwalker. There we go. Thank you.
There we go, and before you know it, it's kind of gone. Yeah, the cascading event. And what's the other? The Rift Burn, that's right. E there from Riftwalker. All right, so, and actually that's going to be enough to just really hold and not let the tower fall, so well played.
I think it was the right play to make though, because like they're gonna have such a hard time pushing into that when they're going against a lot of counter push from Tree, and Kraken's up now as well, and they don't want to get initiated on. Like, the worst thing to happen is if there's a long sustained siege and you just get a little bit impatient. Like, the person who's going to be impatient if you're doing a long sustained siege is going to be the attacker kind of thing. So it's better to sort of back off, and here comes another smoke.
Yep, they're grouping up, and they're going to use it together. Again, that's the biggest difference. It is individually they all have to use it, unlike in the counterpart Dota, where it's just one guy just has it. But the coordination is definitely here, and Willowkeeper's showing that, and they're going to go for an attempt on the Tempest. This could work. Yep, they find the portal key. That is some quick reaction, man.
Sometimes they don't have the best way to sort of stop portal keys though. Like Kraken, like every one of them has to sort of auto attack, and they don't have the greatest attack speed. So obviously, great quick fingers.
I want to say Kinesis could have stasis smashed there. Might have been. I guess the range isn't the longest. It's only 550, but
I guess you're right.
That's close.
No portal key though.
Wingbow and Clinks, by the way. He actually just finished it.
Nice. Yeah, I like it. It's better than the Shrunken Head though, because he needs a bit more damage, and it gives him that kind of somewhat survivability against obviously he's Corrupted and Swiftblade. Like, so yeah, it's gonna be decent.
Yeah.
And the extra range is really, really useful for one of those heroes that sort of sits back and farm, particularly like Flint as well. Just
God,
awesome.
that's right. That's still a thing.
So, like, look how far you can attack from. Like this.
Yeah.
I think what is it now? Is it 600 now? Cause no, 650 then. Because I know he's only has 550. Yeah, so 650 now. And yeah, for a hero that sort of auto attacks and sits back, it's just perfect, man. Oh, he's gonna try to bait with illusion. Oh, look at this.
Especially with the goon squad too. That could be some huge damage coming out. So it sends in the illusion, trying to say, okay, now there's two of them. That's probably
it's not baited now. I think he was trying that first,
not
but
real. Bottom lane, you do got down here Tempest. He is in the vicinity, but not going to do anything himself, of course, as Clanks will finish off the rest of it. Be fun with that. How's Swiftblade been coming along? He's got the full Frostburn. He's 2,700 gold saved up here. Frostburn with that portal key, the Abyssal Skull picked up. Has his options. As far as he wants to
I like him to go Savage, though. I think he has to go Savage now, as he's going to get Wingbow from Clanks. Like, you need to at least have one person who can do like sustained or reliable damage to Clanks, because otherwise, like, the hero is just going to be so hard to lock down. Even if you, at the same time, I mean, if you catch him at 10%, I think he will die regardless if Swiftblade has Savage or not. But at the same time, it's just good synergy, honestly. So, oh, here comes the ulti from Clanks.
Yeah, there you go. The Legion Ancients. Those were some triple stack Ancients, I believe. Actually, Swiftblade jumps in.
I thought that was Tempest.
Fight me. But no, yeah, it's just making a point to kind of scare them off, if anything. Maybe even get a couple of ancient kills. A very timid game right here. 33.5 minutes in. Willowkeeper, they are up 1-0, trying to finish the job here. But Reason Gaming doing what they can. And guess who's going to be up soon, I'm sure. Good old Kongor. As both teams are now in that vicinity, so I'm sure them having some kind of timer on them. Let me know that he is going to be up here shortly. Let's make it kind of clearing that up. They got to pick up some barbed armor, actually, going to be coming out here for Pharaoh, it looks like. And that seems like it's very powerful against Alexa, somebody like a Clanks here.
Clanks, yeah. I mean, it works. It synergizes so well with Pharaoh, though, obviously, because you ult in and then wall mummies, and they kind of are forced to attack you. But obviously, with any kind of good AoE heroes, it's decent to pick up Barb. Like, I mean, I can't remember what team it was. I think it was actually Team SR, but when they were like fought against like Stay Green and they sort of fought against, I think it was Master of Arms, like that everyone would pick up a barbed armor and just stand in the goo. It was so random, but it worked pretty decently.
Oh, this is interesting. Corrupted, Invis right next to it, and Invis Kraken with the Veld Rod, and so neither one see each other. Kraken, he will open up. This time he lands the charge. Release the Kraken comes. Kinesis the first. Down goes Swiftblade. That's the start that Tree needed. Can they capitalize more? The Warbow lands as well. Feral and a little fall. And Willowkeeper found the opening that they were looking for, and now Corrupted Disciple has to get away with that Invis. But again, Vile Rot doing work here.
So much work, man.
And Kraken able to hit the charge.
Again, though, like, the Riftwalker is so impactful because, like, Kraken is great and all, but, like, he needs that setup sort of lockdown from the Riftwalker, and it provides it so well, and Root just plays it in fantastically well as well. Like, he's always at the right time where he needs to be, and that's, I've talked about it before, but great support players know exactly where they need to be before it even happens. And, again, they secure 3 kills and get a tier 2. They might even rotate to Kongor now as well, so, man, just one engagement like that can just make such a difference, honestly.
There you go, the rotation of Conger exactly as expected on cue here. Kraken leading the way. Tempest nearby, he has a big ultimate ready to go. With no team support, though, it'd be pretty silly at this point, obviously. So Swiftblade, even despite the buyback, not going to be worth it. He's going to sit on that. We'll come back up eventually and possibly spend part of at least that 3,500 gold. Again, you're talking about a Savage Mace. Could at the very least get a Slayer for some added damage here.
And I mean, token on Clank as well is going to be really big because like he's obviously hasn't picked up the Shrunken Head, and he is still kind of squishy. But with the token now as well, you can play so much more aggressive. Like it's kind of hard to explain, but when you have the token, it almost acts as like another damage item because the way you play, like you play so much more manly because you're not afraid of dying, put simply. And with a hero like Clank's, like if you can get up in the front and do that kind of damage, then you do so much more damage than what you would normally do if you didn't have that token. So yeah, it's going to be a lot harder for Reason to deal with him now. And again, it's going to give him a seasoning mechanism as well. So if they do want to go high ground, they can do it still. So.
See, once again, sends out an illusion right here, seeing if he can beat anything out. But as we see on the mini-map, probably not going to be the case. Well,
like, I think Clank's illusions are kind of similar to Legionnaire as well, because obviously the Lackey and the Lackey does illusion damage as well.
Oh, does it? Okay, yeah. That's...
Yeah, so you can farm with it, kind of like a Legionnaire illusion as well.
And that having like cool. The stats that he has with the Wingbow especially.
Yeah, so, and the
pretty powerful illusions here coming out for him. So, yeah, he's talking about, Quincy was mentioning earlier, the combo, this one right here, Tempest and Swiftblade, 10-2 when they're together. Well, on the other side of the spectrum, you got Krake and Balthazar, the players individually, when they have these GPM marks, they are near undefeated, basically. Because Balthazar, doing that 600 gold per minute, another kind of...
I think that, they were spotted. They were spotted by this ward, so great ward coming out from TPS Priceless.
Okay.
And this is something that I mentioned a little bit before. Whenever I think people were playing against Revenant, I said they need to have incredibly high up wards or incredibly aggressive wards to spec or to spot out the invis ganks coming out from Revenant. And the same case here with smoke ganks as well. If you can spot them before they happen, then you know what's happening. Like, and look at Reason, they're playing incredibly defensive. Imberboy backs off, Pharaoh backs off, and obviously these three down here are kind of safe because obviously they're grouped up and they're in the bottom half of the map. So yeah, just great wards come out from TPS Price. Obviously it is de-warded in the end, but still definitely worth it. Could have been a lot worse.
Aluna leads away at the bottom lane. I almost forgot there's a Luna to be frank. I mean, because usually with an Aluna you expect some red power throws to be seen constantly, but I haven't really seen a whole lot of that. Now she actually gets an Energizer, by the way, too, which is kind of interesting, but especially when they already have one on Corrupted Disciple. But the top tower going to be pushed in, and now into the base they go. That token of life Balthazar, as you're stressing, it's just a big deal. And it's going to be very difficult here for Reason Gaming to stop this. Tempest Ultimate, again, is ready to go, of course.
Look at this on the top left of the map, by the way.
Jesus.
Getting rid of all the trees so they can get good vision. I think it's so obvious, though.
I mean, yeah, it's probably pretty obvious, but still.
But it's still nice, though. I like this innovation coming from tree.
Yeah.
They need to get rid of these three here as well. Here comes Kinesis. He's going to get rid of them.
This is so obvious. He's just like running up, like, oh, don't mind me. I'm just tearing down your trees right here.
Yeah, okay. So now they have good vision. It's actually really cool to see that, though.
Oh, he has a staff, by the way. Wow.
Yeah. Because if they put a ward in the base, it's going to get de-warded. Because look at this counter ward coming from TPS Priceless. So, innovation, man. Yeah. It's a beautiful thing. Indeed, even though it would have been super obvious, but...
yeah. Well, they'll play it safe in the end. They get the tower kill. They're happy with that. Satisfied. They get some vision there, of course.
Here's the Savage Mace building up from Swiftblade as well. Good item build. He still has enough for buyback as well. So, good play.
Restoration Stone is close for Tempest. That's worth bringing up as well. Yep. So the dangerous thing about a Tempest Resto Stone in this case, though, Kraken's very scary for that reason because he's not the I have one ability that stops it. Technically yes, but at the same time that release Kraken, if you don't really pick up on it, if you get canceled, you Resto Stone and use your ultimate again, it'll stop you right away again. So. Or actually, no, that doesn't work, does it? It's very magical.
Well, no, it'd be Riffle plus the Kraken,
so
which is definitely a possibility.
Yeah. But yeah, on top of one another still, so you still got to be careful in that sense. Aluna has like illusions. She does a good damage, so play jumps in.
Bought it. He bought it. They're all in.
There we go. Melee Rax falls. And that'll be that. It's like, thank you. Come again. 30 seconds remaining on the token.
Alright, 30 seconds, so I was wondering if they could go mid, but nope. Picks up the Frostwolf as well, though, so even better for Illusions as well now. And just, I think he needed that little bit of tank presence, because if he wasn't going to go strong and head, that's fine, I don't think he should, but he does need a little bit more like tanky presence. The reason being is because if he does get jumped without token, like, he's going to die. Like, and for like a carry player that's had this much farm, you don't want to be this sort of squishy. You can't go glass cannon build. Like, if he picks up like Savage, then it would be a little bit questionable. But with the Frostwolf, though, it's nice. Obviously, gives him even better mobility as well. Like for these sort of melee heroes like Swiftblade and Pharaoh's going to be quite useful. So.
Well, there's the Resto Stone on Tempest here.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say actually with the Resto Stone Tempest, I don't think it's actually that useful compared to other Tempest Resto Stone games, because if the first one gets stopped from Kraken or Riftwalker, he won't get a second one off because he's going to die. Put simply, like it's going to be like Kraken or and then Riftwalker on top, and then I think he's going to die before that anyway. But we'll have to see though. It might get stopped once and then he'll do it again. It could be big, but. Like compared to other games where it can't get stopped, it's just not as obviously useful.
I think it's still safe to say it's still worth going for it.
Oh no, he should definitely there's nothing else you can go for. But simply, I'm just saying like compared to other games, it won't be as useful. So.
Luna right there putting on a water side, but it's going to be spotted by the Hell Cannon actually. She's going out with a Deja Vu right here. Not the best Deja Vu though. And she's still going to be fine somehow. As, they did not want to commit. They almost were like, wait, that's
no token.
Silly right
no
there.
No token, no flanks. So.
That's going to be coming up in about 4 minutes here or so. Got a little bit. We mentioned that Frostwolf Skull pick up another 2,600 gold already saved. Jump tab is ultimate. They're going to try to soul lock it out. He gets tapped out though. Release and Crack comes out, and now Clay's holding his ground. And look at the right click and a corrupted Disciple right there. Down goes Tempest. Down goes Corrupted Disciple. Swiftblade in the background. He barely stays alive, but he does go down. A hat-trick comes out. GG, well played.
GG.
Game 2 and the series will go to Willowkeeper. Just like that.
And this is what I was saying, like, the Resto Tempest just wasn't useful at all. Like, obviously, you got tableted out, then he used it again, and it got instantly stopped by Kraken. But again, though, that tablet from, I think it was Root of Z, instant, man. It was instantly. And as a result, they turned it just like that. And a questionable play came out from Reason, but at the same time, I think they had to play it, like, make a risky play like that, because, it was looking bad from the start. Obviously, the Clanks was just too farmed. But, just the game's ended like that, man.
Yeah, I do agree with that to an extent, but they could have got a better jump than that. That was just a very, if anything, wait for the Conga, be a little more patient. But hey, Reason came and they thought they had an opening, and clearly it was not the opening that they expected. So congratulations, Willowkeeper, though, very well played on their part, both game 1 and 2, and thus they take the series here. Now let's go ahead and see. They're still in game 2. It looks like. Let's get an idea here. Monitor that game. All right. Well, oh, geez. It looks like Sync's going to actually take game 2 here pretty shortly. Might as well jump into it, though. Just get an idea of what's going on here. Update my graphic real quickly while we're loading in here. So, again, Rexstars did take the first game, though. So this, if anything, means that there is going to be a game 3 if Sync Esports is able to hold on, which, as we jump in.
Slap's playing Solstice as well, which is kind of cool.
Really?
Yeah, Solstice slept.
Yeah. Alright, let's switch over. Check it this time. There we go. We see a Soul Burst coming out from Solstice as they're trying to chase him down. Yeah, that's... Okay, Doctor Repulsor. Look at that, actually. 375 gold per minute. Looks like Big Arlong here. He actually played Doctor last game as well, I believe, in their victory over Sync. So, trying to make it work again. He gets ported back to base right there before any jump happens. And there we go. All right, so as you mentioned, Zlat playing the Solstice here as they got. Solstice there, of course, being played by Flensmeister here. Other than that, nothing too crazy to note. Even that in itself, not really crazy, but it looks like Sync's in a very good spot, though. 21,000 gold lead and 21,000 experience lead here.
Portal key on slapped. That's kind of interesting, actually. I guess it makes sense because obviously, like, I don't know if I don't know how he specs it, but obviously with the Q being a little nerfed, obviously in terms of the range, the instant portal key stun is just quite nice and reliable, actually. Yeah. So, kind of like a similar to sort of Cthulhu kind of thing, and particularly in day form, it's a lot of work. Top lane though. And that is so obnoxious. That's so obnoxious. That combo.
Dr. Ophelia, OP. Not going to get you a kill necessarily, at least at that point, but yeah, it's
really good at base defenses, though. Honestly.
I think they just did it again. Yep.
So annoying.
Now, I'm thinking of Nullfire Blade.
Nullfire, yeah, I was going to say. I'd love to see
be awkward. But yeah, clearly this is one of those games. If anything, Rexstar is just seeing how long they can last here. Maybe get some big plays to happen. But again, they are up 1-0. So at the same time, part of me is like, we've talked about this before, you know, every now and then in a game like this, where is Rexers doing themselves a favor by making this game last longer?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it a lot, and I think it does depend on the team, because some teams will tilt a little bit. Like, my team tilted all the time, so we would just concede straight away. But for other teams, I don't really know. Top lane, though.
Ball rod action coming out. Prisoner finds the opening. Assault burst, and down goes Rhapsody. Doctor gets picked off as well. And actually, Ophelia going to be chased down. So, yeah, a couple kills happening here for Sync. Make that 3 possibly. Ophelia just trying to live as long as possible. Eventually, will go down right there, though. And now Sync coming together in the middle lane. Again, it could go back to, you know, there you go, I was going to say, though. They just don't know exactly how far they are behind. They don't have the stats like we do. But GT well played is going to be called, and then it's going to do it for game 2. So, that means we got a game 3. We got a game 3 going to be coming at you. Sync Esports versus Rexars. How about that? So, we're done with the other series, but got one more game to finish things off here between these two teams. So, again, Rexars took the first game. Sync clearly comes back pretty strong here in game 2. And looking forward to seeing what happens in game 3. So, I guess not much else to say other than we are going to go into short break right here once again. But, ladies and gentlemen, we got one more game here on What is Saturday. Being back here with now Cycle 6 upon Tour Season 3. And it's going to be Sync versus Rexars. One of